What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic, bringing you another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Today we're here for week number 7 of the BBL, and we are facing off against Tony and the Buffalo Drills. One more win, and we should lock into playoffs, guarantee. We'd be 5-2. Currently, we are 4-2 after a nice big win last week on the back of a Custap Berry Frostlass at the last second, coming in clutch. But this time around, Tony's team, no joke at all. 2 Pokemon that absolutely destroy my entire roster. One of them is a Reshiram, which has no switch-ins. The other one is Urshifu Single Strike, which again, my team has no switch-ins. You're going to see that my team, the switch-ins are like Bulu, and like, I guess that's it. Or like defensive Zekrom, defensive Zekrom. But that's just terrible. So, instead, we are running a team that is very offensive. So we're going to go ahead and jump into that. Also, Bulu's match was just absolute dog shit here. Skarmory, Vikavolt, Decidueye, Reshiram, Gengar just makes things really, really tough. So it's going to be a tough one. Either way, if you guys are excited, make sure to leave a like on the video, comment your thoughts on it down below, and of course, make sure to stick around for the secret word of the day and comment that as well if you catch it. Now, let's go and jump into it. Starting off with our very first Maul, we are bringing Landorus here, our Armstrong, our Landorus with the Life Orb this week. Earth Power, Knockoff, Rock Polish, and Gravity. Rock Polish is there as a late game win condition if I'm in a situation where it's a Scarf or Urshifu that I think it might be. I survive any one hit. I can go for the Earth Power and get the KO on that thing because I am the Life Orb. With my defense investment, I know it's only 28 EVs, but it actually guarantees that an Adamant Piloswine will never be able to Oko me from full with the Ice Shard, which is really cool. I do expect to be more physically defensive, but either way, it means we can get a guaranteed knockoff against it. It means we can get a guaranteed Earth Power against it, whichever one is going to be the option. So either way, really, really important. Look at my opponent's team. Tell me how many resists he has to ground. He has 1, and it's a Decidueye, which is weak to knockoff. He has a few immunities in Vikavolt, Skarmory, and Uxie, but I have Gravity, and Gravity is really, really good. I think Gravity might be something you prep for, though, because in the game he had against Tone ran Smackdown specifically with his Landorus, his regular Lando T. And while that's good, Gravity is just a little bit better in the situation. Now, that is a little unfortunate because I'm bringing 5 other Pokemon, and all 5 of those Pokemon are weak to ground, which is not good, but I feel decent about it in this matchup because Piloswine, as good as it is not going to be super offensive this week, I think, so hopefully that works. We do have enough speed on this set for the Urshifu. We have speed everything on the team except for the Gengar or Scarfers, which is really, really important. Our next mon is going to be Guy, our Terrakion, also with the Life Orb, justified, of course, Close Combat, Stone Edge, Swords Dance, and Taunt. Basically, the main thing with this is we want to, number 1, have speed for the Urshifu, same speed as our Landorus. In terms of the investment in our HP and Spadef, it means that we are able to minimize how much Life Orb recoil we're taking. Again, I think I said it maybe in our week 5 battle, because I know we ran Life Orb Terrakion in that game. We ran enough investment so that, was it week 5? It might have been week 6, not sure. Either way, we have enough investments to minimize the recoil damage because now we have, with our 20 EVs and HP, we reach 169 as our HP stat, meaning we take 16 points of health. With 4 more EVs, we would take 17 points of health from Life Orb, and that could mean something, so we're trying to optimize as much as possible. The important thing with this is, if I have rocks up, I always Oko Skarmory, max defense, max HP Skarmory, if I'm +2 with Close Combat, which is amazing. I also always 2 KO it if it's not leftovers, rather. The reason I'm running Taunt is in the event that I get the knockoff on Skarmory, which is really important here, I can always just taunt the Skarmory to stop it from recovering, or roosting rather. I can then go for a Swords Dance after the fact and hit it with a Close Combat. That is going to minimize how much I take from Life Orb. It's also going to minimize the amount of turns he gets to set up a, go for an attack against me, and minimize how many drops I have really with Close Combat. Close Combat is like 75% minimum to no bulk Reshiram. It Okos the Urshifu. Stone Edge is an absolute insane move against this matchup. And the main thing with this Pokemon is it helps us destroy the Piloswine, which is super important. That Pokemon is absolutely insane against my team, so we gotta get rid of that thing, and this Pokemon does that job extremely well. Very strong Pokemon here in our Life Orb Terrakion. Our next Pokemon is the 3rd Life Orb, our Life Orb Zekrom, which has been fantastic this season. Bull Strike, Dragon Claw, Dragon Dance, and Roost. Originally, I was running Focus Blast in the set over Dragon Dance, and I had, instead of being a Jolly nature, I think I was a Naive nature, and I had 52 of these in my special attack, which was all there so that I could guarantee KO or not guarantee, but do 97% minimum with a Dragon Claw into a Focus Blast to max HP, max defense Piloswine, which I felt is the set to come here. Roost for recovery is really good because I recover up on quite a few things. namely a Scarf Urshifu. Depending on what it's locked into, I can recover up on it. I can recover up on Skarmory, on Vikable, depending on the investment. I can recover up on Decidueye, on Uxie, depending on the investment for Blastoise, or the set rather, I can recover up on that. So it's really important there. At the same time, if I manage to get up a Dragonite at any point in time, I am in such a commanding position if and only if the Piloswine is gone. That's it. Or if there's any Scarfers gone. The greatest part about this thing as well is a max defense, max HP clef takes like 78%, 79% minimum from Bolt Strike, which is insane. If it's a max HP clef with no defense, we just kill it outright. The min roll is 102 with Bolt Strike, with Life Orb Bolt Strike. And that's why we decided to keep the Life Orb on this set, even after removing Focus Blast. Still so strong. I don't need to click Dragonite, but if I can, oh my god, we're going to go so in on this team. Our next mon is a support Pokemon with our Jirachi here. Elric is back. This time it's running a shiny Jirachi, and the reason we're running shiny is because we're running Moonblast. Moonblast Jirachi has to be shiny, and honestly, I made the mistake with this. I should have been running shiny all season long. I don't know why I didn't. I forgot. That's why, I'll be honest. But I should have been running shiny all season long. If I was, then this wouldn't be very surprising, because then it's like, oh, is he running Moonblast or not? Now it's pretty obvious I'm running Moonblast. Moonblast is there to Oko the Urshifu. Thunderbolt is there to do really big damage to the Skarmory. It also is able to do good damage to the Blastoise. Thunder Wave is really important in this matchup for the Reshiram, for the Gengar, for the Urshifu. Those are the main things. And then Stealth Rocks are so key, as I was saying before. It lets me find out right away, is the Reshiram Boots. And if it's not 25% HP against the Pokemon that has what, 120 base HP or 100 base HP, 120 base speed def, 100 base HP is insane. I definitely want to get that damage off on it. At the same time, it helps put the range for Skarmory, get that guaranteed KO with +2 Life Orb Terrakion with close combat, helps chip down the Uxie, the Piloswine, everything. It's super important this week. One other thing, we do have speed on this set for the what is it called? The Urshifu, and that is important. However, I do believe that Urshifu will be Scarfed. And I think my play is, even though I am Cobra Berry, and I'm here to just like go for a Moonblast, get the KO on it, my play needs to be click Thunder Wave. If I see Urshifu coming against me, especially if it's early game and I'm out of range of the Cobra Berry or the, what is it called, of the Wicked Blow, then I go for Thunder Wave. Why? He is likely to click U-turn to scout, especially if he knows that I'm not Scarfed, especially if he thinks that I could be carrying the Cobra Berry or the Moonblast. So he's probably gonna go for U-turn. I click Thunder Wave. If he goes into Reshiram, which would be great because it resists the Steel Stab, it basically resists the Moonblast, I can get the paralysis on that. If he goes into Gengar, which resists the Moonblast, I can get paralysis on that. If I paralyze Reshiram, Urshifu, Gengar, I should win the game, because nothing on the team other than those can offensively handle my Landorus, my Terrakion, and my Zekrom. Really strong here. We are running max special attack because the whole point of this Pokemon is to get up rocks and do damage and chip to everything. That is the goal of this Pokemon. Our next mon is making its season debut. It is Anko, our Skuntank, with the Assault Vest. Aftermath is really cool because it does good chip to the Urshifu it's going for, if it's going for U-turn or close combat or whatever. So really solid overall. Sludge Bomb is there because we have the chance to poison over the extra bit of damage, which is really nice, especially if it's an unaware Clefable, for example. If it's a Blastoise as well, it could be nice. If it's, I guess, even Vikable, it could be decent. Snarl is there in case of a setup Pokemon like Clefable, like Gengar, even Blastoise, depending on the set it's running. It's good for a special Decidueye. Flamethrower is there for the Vikable and the Skarmory mostly, and Sucker Punch is there in case of the Gengar shenanigans. With the Assault Vest, I actually take a pretty important hit, which is going to be a Life Orb Reshiram's Draco Meteor or Blue Flare, which is absolutely huge. And with my investment in speed, we outspeed a 12-speed Uxie, so we can get a Snarl off in front of that thing, which is also going to be really cool. On top of that, we are able to take just, again, a good amount of hits overall. This is a Pokemon that resists the Ghost type attacks, and we have the Assault Vest to be able to take a hit from Gengar. We are running a lot of investment in our speed def and defense because we are already naturally very HP invested because of our high HP stat. So we're deciding to go a bit more into our speed def and defense for the Gengar. And we do have a modest nature because it's just more beneficial for us. Just a solid Pokemon overall. Actually, that's a lie. This Pokemon's shit, but we kind of have to bring it this week for purposes that are, well, the rest of the Pokemon I have on my roster kind of suck. So yeah, our final Pokemon we're bringing is going to be Escanor, our Incineroar, with Knockoff, Flamethrower, Parting Shot, and Roar. Knockoff is there just a generic damage. If I get Knockoff against something like the Piloswine, the Urshifu, if it's like maybe Scarf, the Reshiram if it's Boost, or if it's Scarf, the Gengar, oh my god, I'm in such an amazing position. I Parting Shot out most of the time on the Clefable. It's going to be annoying to deal with, but I still Parting Shot out on it regardless, unless it's a setup set. If it's a setup set with like Causing Power or Calm Mind, I have Roar. I also have Roar for the Blastoise. Basically, no matter what happens, if I see Blastoise and it's in against me, I gotta click Roar. I have to. And the reason for that is because it might go for Shell Smash, and I don't have an answer to Shell Smash Blasters on my team, especially if it's running Water, Ice, and Dark coverage. Oops, it is what it is. Last thing I want to say about this before we jump into, because it's a bit of a longer team builder, this team right here has 5 Pokemon that are weak to ground, and I'm running Gravity on a Pokemon that's immune to it. That Pokemon also happens to be 4 times weak to Ice, and there is a goddamn Piloswine. What the hell? I cannot afford to run my Bulu. I cannot afford to run my Slowbro. Frostlass is terrible here. Quagsire is cool in certain places, but is just terrible in others. And if I had to expect the 6 he's going to bring, I think Reshiram, Urshifu, Gengar make the most amount of sense. I think Piloswine is a must bring. I think Skarmory is a must bring. But I think the last mon is going to be the Rocker, whether it's Clefable or Uxie. That's what I expect. If he wants to be cheeky and run webs with a Vikavolt, that is very scary. I hope it doesn't come. But he could literally bring anything. The only mon I'm kind of convinced will not come is the Decidueye. So hopefully I'm right on that. And hopefully I'm kind of expecting these Pokemon to come. I'm super nervous. Comment meatballs down below if you made it this far in the video, and that shows me that you're one of the real MVPs who watches the entirety of the team builder. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Thanks for watching the team builder. It is time to battle. All right, everyone, we are back, and unfortunately, we're playing on Showdown. We just could not connect to LAN, and we have to make sure that Tonyy has stuff to do, so we have to make sure we play the game beforehand. Now, this team is basically what we expected. Honestly, basically what we expected. I like the Pokemon I'm looking at, like Skarmory. I'm surprised not to see that, but I guess Uxie is the check for that. So yeah, we're just gonna go into it. He's asking if we want to do a timer. Usually we're doing timer on LAN, but it would not be the case this time around. And all right, so what do we want to lead off with here? Looking at this right now, Uxie is a pain. It's going to get up rocks. I kind of want to trade rocks with bits with Rachi. I think that makes a lot of sense, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to lead off with Jirachi as we see Urshifu as the lead. Now, obviously, this thing being able to U-turn out on me is a problem, but here I mentioned in my team builder, my play is to click Thunder Wave. I find out right away if it's Scarf or not. So we're going to go ahead and do that. As we do see, guaranteed, it is Choice Scarf. So we're going to get a nice Thunder Wave off on something. Hopefully we see a Reshiram or a Gengar. I hope. But we could have just gone for like straight up Scarf Moonblast. You have to be ready for that. But we see Pilot. Great. Here I just get up my rocks. He's gonna get up his own, which is fine, but I just gotta get my rocks up. That's like the worst possible play. I don't know why he went to this out of all Pokemon, but he did. Maybe he expected the rocks, but because I can just Iron Head Flinches down, he has no idea what my set is. He has no clue what my set is. I think we might also be able to determine if it is Jolly or Scarf on the Urshifu. So Jirachi against Urshifu. Let me put my stick away. My controller away. How's the audio looking? Audio's looking good. I'm using the in-game audio from Showdown, so hopefully it's good. We get up our rocks here. As we see, we just are going to exchange rocks, which is fine. Now, Urshifu with a Choice Scarf, going for U-turn. If it's adamant, 29 points of health, 29% max. Does that tell me anything? This did 24, 24.3. So actually, it's guaranteed to be Jolly. So here I can go for my Moonblast against a Piloswine. Let's just double check if it's got no investment at all. We're looking at 21 to 27. Earthquake is going to KO me here from this range, right? I want to keep this thing around, ideally, but there's nothing I can switch into this. I go into Armstrong, I die. I go for Moonblast here. 24%. Earthquake comes out. We survive it. Here we expect an Ice Shard. I can go into Escanor. Get the Intimidates. Get the Knockoff going. I died to Rocks on entry anyways. I just got to go for Moonblast here. We died Ice Shard. Now here, in this case here, I can go into the Terrakion. I can click Swords Dance. And then he goes into Uxie. I'll go to Terrakion here. This forces in something. I can go for Swords Dance, then Uxie comes in, I click Taunt on that thing. How much does Stone Edge do? Terrakion against Uxie. If it's like defensive Uxie, which we expect it to be, defensive Uxie, if it's bold, Stone Edge does 36 to 43. Here, I'm just going to go for the Stone Edge. As we're going to see Clefable come in, which is fine. It's also Magic Guard. We do connect in 49%. Okay, and it's leftovers. So Clefable, does that tell me anything about Clef? Clef taking 49%, that's got to be like fully defensive. Wow, that is a min roll for max defense. It is a 53% chance to KO. He's at 57. That is like, we need a max roll. We're not going to get that. And he goes for Moonblast, gets the KO on me. I can go into Escanor, start going for knockoff on this thing. I can go for a Swords Dance right now and try and pressure a bit. If I go for Swords Dance, it gets the +2. We do 96 to 113. Moonblast is 61 to 74. I don't know if it goes for Moonblast here, if it goes for like a recovery move. I'm gonna go for a Swords Dance here, expecting a recovery move. That is not the case here. We go for our Stone Edge. And as long as we connect, this is good, but losing this Pokemon for Pylo is terrible. Really not a good spot here. Really in a bad spot. Because we need to weaken Piloswine for Dragon Dance Zekrom. Even though we're probably going to have to get the +2. At least. I'm honestly a little surprised he didn't expect like the Poison Jab or at least Scout for it, because we did 51 to 68, the max defense. But that min roll there, that min roll with Stone Edge was absolutely terrible. 49% was the exact min roll. 2 max defense, max HP. Stone Edge connects, we do get the KO unless the crit did not matter. 6.5. I mean, we're at what? We're at 169. Rocks does what? What is it? Rocks normally does 1/12. Is that what it is? Stealth Rocks. It goes from a quarter to an eighth to a 16th. So we do 179. Let's pull my calculator out. I'm looking over here because my monitor is for my calculus. So what is it? 169 divided by 16. 10. It rounds down to 10. So we actually take 1 hit. Ice Shard is the expectation here. Here I go into this. I get my Intimidate. There's an Ice Shard. Here I can click my Knockoff for free. Getting rid of this thing's Violite is huge. I really hope I did my math right. We should live on 1 HP. We should live on 1 HP. He gives us the Violite on this for the Earthquake chip. 36% is fine. I can go for a Parting Shot here. If I see Incineroar against... So Incineroar against the Piloswine. Let's see. I'll go for a Parting Shot here. If he stays in, he stays in. If he switches out, so be it. So we've got the Parting Shot off. I assume another Earthquake's coming out. I'm going to go into Lando here. There's the Earthquake. So expecting an Ice move. I can go back into Escanor. This also helps out in case he goes into Uxie. So I'm going to do that. Without the Violite, to no bulk, max HP, we do 31 to 37 with Flamethrower. With the Violite, Knockoff did how much to max defense? I assume it's max defense. We're looking at 17 to 20. We did 18%. I assume it's like very defensive. So I'm actually happy with this play. So we're going to switch out first, which makes sense. Do we see an Ice Shard come out here? We just see a hard switch to Uxie, which I'm definitely okay with. So now I can go for another Knockoff, which is nice. This thing will outspeed me. So if it's going for a U-turn, I'll get the negative momentum off, which is nice. And we see a swap into Piloswine, which is actually really good because now I can go for a Flamethrower or even a Knockoff here and just get the KO. I can also Parting Shot out. Is that the play I want to make? I don't think I want to make that play. Let's go for a Knockoff here. We got our KO on this, which is good, but in comes the Urshifu is the problem. It's a big problem. It's a really big problem. It's a big problem. Oh, instead comes Reshiram. Well, depending on the Reshiram's investment, Reshiram, this thing could definitely be Life Orb, by the way. Not Life Orb, what am I saying? Dragon Dance, which is spooky. So, it's not Boots as well, which is nice. So Incineroar against Reshiram. If it's Scarf, Draco is 66% max. I'm at 61. I'm at 121 HP. That is like a mid-roll. 121. 56% chance to KO if it's timid. I can go for a parting shot here and get some Spadef drops, which would be nice. I think I'm just going to go for that. Is that what I want to do? I really want to get the knock. I mean, I'm not going to outspeed anything else is the issue. I'm not outspeeding anything else. I get the Intimidate off on Urshifu, I guess. Getting this into -1 is nice, and I can knock off with Lando. I think that's what I do. I'm going to parting shot here. We see an Earth Power come out. That's stronger. It's Life Orb. Wow. Which is okay. I can go into Terrakion, click Stone Edge. I think my play, though, is go into Lando here. I can click Knock Off pretty freely against the Uxie. So we're going to do that. In comes the Uxie. Takes rocks. We click Knock Off. Crit through with Culber Berry is really cool for me. Here I can go for a... I just gotta go for another knockoff here, unfortunately. Uxie. Max HP. Max defense. Bold. With my Landorus. Knockoff will do... I crit through Culber. This is what I love about Showdown, because I can actually determine things. I crit through the Culber Berry. We did 43% with the crit, which tells me it's definitely not max defense. If we did 43%, and that's our max roll. It's not even bold. Like 43% with our max roll, we're looking at like 44 EVs. But then if I get rid of the Culber Berry, and I get rid of the crit, we're looking at 32 to 40. So it's like, this is going to KO here. The issue is everything else fucking outspeeds. I think I swap here. I can take like any one hit with Skuntank, but Skuntank is just so ass. If this thing goes for Ice Beam right now, I lose. Ice Punch right now, I lose. But if it goes for like U-turn, I win. I'm gonna Rock Polish. Well, I get rid of this. That's unfortunate. Damn it. I had to go for it, I think. Like, not much against Sludge Wave. Bro, if I had Sludge Wave right now, how much does Sludge Wave do? If it's, like, assuming it's specially defensive, like, if it's like Spadef, I don't KO if it's Spadef, but still, I go for knockoff. I kill this thing. Crit didn't matter. I'll die. God damn, that's so bad. I can try and click Dragon Dance with Zekrom here. I should take a hit from Urshifu. Oh no, I can't do that because there's a fucking Urshifu in front of me. I can go Skuntank. Fuck, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Terrakion is a sack against 2 to 3 Mons. Skuntank takes a hit from Gengar. It dies to Urshifu. If I Corrosive Gas, I'd be in a really good spot, I think, because I can just Dragon Dance once on something, but I can't really do that. That's the concern. I think I lose this game, unfortunately. If I just gone for a knockout there, I would have been in a really good spot. Getting the kill on that. Going something else. He has to go into Urshifu. I could sack off Guy. I think Urshifu comes in here. I just don't know if I have enough with Skuntank. I'm gonna go into Loxus. Fuck! Why? Why? God damn. God, if I had gone to Terrakion, I get a free KO on something. I click Stone Edge. Even then, I can probably click Swords Dance, to be honest. Here we can go for the Dragon Dance, Dragonclaw here. Be slow. He's not. That's so bad, that play. Wow. Here I just go for a Sludge Bomb, I believe. There's a Roost. We have the Poison on it. Just go for a Sludge Bomb again. Another one. He's gonna eventually out heal me. Sucks, but I can Snarl to at least weaken it a bit, which is good. Blue Flare, no burn. Snarl weakens it more, which is nice. This helps me in case he roosts. I'll go for another Snarl here. I mean, like, I don't do enough to Urshifu. This game's over. It just depends if it's going to be a 2 or a 3-0. Here's another one. Snarl again. Yeah, I'm going to go into Guy here, try and get some diff. Nice. Here I go for my close combat. I just don't have enough. I don't have enough. We go into this and we lose. We lose 2-0 here. Honestly, I don't think I played pretty poorly. The early game was really rough for me. The fact that he went into the Piloswine on a Pokemon, I was running Flash Cannon for a while, and we just didn't end up running that at the end. But like, that's unfortunate. Him being Life Orb kind of sucks because if I was able to take the hit with my Incineroar would have been nice. I think what I should have done, honestly, against the Piloswine as well, with when I was Jirachi and surviving like 3 HP, I should have gone into Incineroar. I should have gone the Intimidate off. I should have been able to like play around that a bit better. Gone for a knockoff, because once that thing is knocked off, it's pressured a lot more. Not my best game. Not my best game at all. Really displeased with how that went. And like, sometimes that's what happens. Like, I don't want to say like Showdown, like that's what happens when I play on Showdown, but I never play well on Showdown. I always end up like overthinking things or just rushing through things or just never having like the right kind of game, because it's an adjustment. It's always an adjustment going from the mocks on Showdown to the actual games on Showdown, especially considering we're playing games on Wi-Fi usually. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I'm going to go ahead and give a big thank you to our YouTube channel members. If I can go ahead and pull up the list of them, which is, I don't know why it's so difficult, but shout out to our level 1 channel members. We have Liv, Eric, Zeke, Michael Brown, and Texas Man 21. We have our level 2 Tone and level 3 Sully. Shout out to all of them for supporting the channel by going the extra mile and contributing financially. GG's to Tony. Really unfortunate way to end off this week. But the match was so tough. He had a really good team against my roster, and we were really confident that the 4 that would come for sure would be Urshifu, Pylo, Gengar, and Reshiram. Still surprised there was no Skarmory, but it worked out well for him at the end. But a couple turns, I'm gonna say it, a couple turns really played a role here. He got the Moonblast play off on my Terrakion. If he did not go for a Moonblast and he went for like a Roost or Softbolt or whatever, I was in a really good position. The Ice Punch on my Landorus, if he went for a knockoff on me, even that would have been really cool for me because I got my boost. I mean, knockoff wouldn't have been great, but if he had gone for like Zen Headbutt or U-turn, but I should have gone for, if I'd gone for knockoff there. I'm trying to theorize this and I can't do that. I just gotta end the video here. I want to learn from my mistakes. Yes, I want you guys to hear from my mistakes, but I should just end it off and be done with it. Move on to the next week because this was not a good showing at all, and I'm really disappointed about that. So if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I apologize it wasn't on Wi-Fi, but thank you for watching anyways. Comment the C word of the day, and I will see you all next time.